everyone, this is Karen Waksman, founder of Retail MBA. Today I want to talk about selling to smart and final grocery chains. So if you have a great consumer product that you think should be on their store shelves, this little training will give you some things to think about in regards to selling to smart and final. So with that said, let's get started on today's training. Smart and Final is a grocery chain. They have a warehouse style food chain. So basically warehouse means big, a lot of quantities, similar to like the Costco concept where, they buy in bulk and these types of things. So it's a little bit different than a typical food place, but something to think about in regards to lots of quantities. That's great. They have over 300 stores they're responsible for, and their stores are 17,000 square feet, which means that they have the ability to buy a lot of product and they have a lot of room to test new products. So some of you have never thought about selling to a Smart and Final because maybe you don't live in an area where Smart and Final exists. And if that's you, definitely watch this training and think about this and add this to your retailers you want to sell into, because again, they have tremendous buying power, and one order that's successful with Smart and Final can be millions of dollars to your business and your bottom line. Also, again, some of you guys don't travel around the country, so you don't know about these different retailers. So I just try to help you there. The other thing is that if they are so large, they are much more willing to work with the small guy and testing out new products in their stores. Some retailers are very small. GNC is a perfect example of that. They only, they have these small little stores, and so they can't put that much product in there, but Smart and Final can. And so that's great for you. It's actually a retailer you want to check out if you're a new company, because of the fact that they have more room for new products. They also have room because of the bulk pricing and so forth, but that's another discussion. The other thing is, since it is bulk and they buy a lot of products, you do need to figure out your manufacturing. So some retailers, don't buy as much quantity. These larger chains absolutely do. And that means that your manufacturer needs to be able to create these products very quickly and also in quantity. So before you even reach out to a Smart and Final, find out what's the quantity, the maximum capacity that your manufacturer can produce product. The reason that matters is because if they're buying in bulk, that means that they're going to buy a lot of products, and your manufacturer needs to deliver those goods on time. And some manufacturers cannot do that. Some manufacturers can only create a certain number of products at a certain given moment. Obviously, it's different with perishable foods. But also, if you're buying from a farm or whatever it is that you're doing, you definitely want to make sure that you can produce larger quantities for these types of retailers. It is imperative that you figure your manufacturing out in advance before working with this type of retailer. Any sort of bulk retailer will always stress out the little guy if they can't produce the volume. So that's something to consider. The final thing I want to say about Smart and Final is that they do work with a lot of distributors. Most groceries do, because of the fact that they need to streamline the approach to work with individual manufacturers. And so the distributor usually takes on a lot of the responsibility of shipping and delivering products and so forth. The problem with distributors is that they tend to take money for their efforts, and that can be 20 to 30% off of whatever it is that you're selling, which means that you're making less money on a per unit basis. The good news is you make money on the volume, and distributors can actually sell your products to other retailers as well. Sometimes people don't realize that they're an extended sales force for you. So say you got a distributor who sells to Smart and Final, and you're a little annoyed that they're taking so much money for their efforts. One thing that you can think about is that distributor probably sells to a lot of other grocery chains. And so can you call your distributor after you start working deals and say, who else do you sell to, and see if you can get them to put it in other stores? A lot of times people don't even think about asking their distributor who they sell to. And that's a very big deal for people like you who are trying to scale their business. And so definitely utilize that distributor for other retailers. And then it gets worth it to work with these distributors when they're taking so much money for their efforts. Also, they do have more stringent concerns in regards to making sure the product converts and sells. And a lot of times these guys will not work with you unless you have proven sales, these distributors, which is very ironic because you're working with them to scale your sales, but they may reject you until you get an order. So it's just a little bit of a constant difficulty to get a distributor to say yes. But once you're in the door, you should definitely leverage them to open up other grocery accounts. This is Karen Waksman, Retail MBA. If you like this information, please like, comment, subscribe. We are always adding new content. And if you want to learn how to approach, pitch, and sell to Smart and Final, please take a look at our links below. Our website is retailmba.com. We have do-it-yourself programs, done-for-you programs. We taught well over 100,000 people on how to approach, pitch, and sell to retail chains. You can learn more about what we're up to through our links. Karen Waksman, Retail MBA. Hope this helped. Thanks so much. Hey everyone, this is Karen Waksman, founder of Retail MBA. Today I want to talk about selling your product to AMP